if you look, we basically hit the top of that supply zone from the past two. Let me turn off exchange traded hours so you can see the regular trading hours. Okay, so here was the supply zone on MES. Where's my little price box? Actually, no, I just know a box. I don't want price box. Give me the box. Supply zone established Wednesday, bounced off of that supply zone yesterday for the high. So the stop was down here at 64.09. We entered here at 64.12.50. We were going to exit at I think it was about 623.50 or so.
Right.
So it basically had a what is that? You have
10 points.
Yeah, 10 points, but then your stop is 2 points. It was actually 12 some points. It was like a 1 to 9. I forget the exact rate.
Okay.
But it was basically a 1 to 9, probably just because this is not a perfect box right here. 1 to 9. So we breached above this, bought, sold here, got that 1 to 9. So but if we had broken below this, we were going to be out at 64.0875. So we basically just risked $1 to make $9. That was on futures. It's the same thing on SPY though, because your stop would have been down here. If you bought like I told people, buy the 0 DTE because we're on Friday. Usually it's 1 Friday, whatever, 0 DTE. You would have just stopped out here. But you would have gotten that 1 to 9 risk to reward ratio, the same as on MES. If you just sold as we touched the top of the supply zone, because I didn't know, and you would have done even better if you held longer. But then, like you see, exactly what happened with what the charts you were showing is we did sell off prior to that announcement. So you would have made actually way more money. But 1 to 9, stick with the plan. It executed perfectly. I was really happy with it, and I wasn't going to worry about chasing a trade. You can always make more, but you can always lose more too.
But look at this consolidation in your little zone there. I mean, that thing really consolidated inside of there before it took off.
Right? Yeah. And that's, I know. And that was the thing, is I didn't know because we did get a sell-off prior to PAL, right? So I didn't know if
Right.
the sell-off was going to come here, or it was going to come, it
Yeah.
was going to touch that supply zone and then just bounce down and then maybe rally or get ready. But that's why I thought, like, well, at least if we do push through this, because we were up, right? We were up pre-market. I was
Yeah.
like, there's probably going to be some buying pressure. It'll probably push a little bit forward through this supply zone, and then maybe it'll sell off after that. But it ended up not doing that. But the central thesis was right. So it worked. It ended up working out. Oh, hey, TEM is up 8.93%. Woo! Well, let's see if we can get to 10. Let's see if we can get to 10%. If we get to 10%, we will be happy, folks. Will you be happy with 10%? Let me know. In 10 minutes gain. Let's see if we can get there. I see it. There are still some more orders coming in, man. So yeah, so I just wanted to recap that. I mean, I was like, I don't know, I know you trade futures, man. It feels so good when you have that plan laid out, and then you don't have to like trim, you don't have to do anything, and just go, you hit your profit target in like the first 15 minutes and you're done.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. But you can also do it on SPY. And we're building a platform. I'm working with one of our trade analysts to help me build out a platform with these supply and demand zones. It's going to print out what call to buy, what put to buy, when to do it, when to exit, your profit, your R to R ratio, and all that jazz. So be on the lookout for that, folks.
Yeah, I had a limit order working at 334 on that TEM option, make about 20%. I didn't know
Ooh.
if you wanted to change that or not.
Well, no, I mean, I don't ever, I kind of, let's look at the chart. Let's see what it's doing. I use these option flows, and I'll kind of turn on the TA and just see where we're heading. I mean, we're pretty solid right now over the
Yeah,
years.
it's moving up.
It's moving. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe we'll get out. You said you had 20%? That's
Yeah, I
where
had a 20%. I just put it at 334 thinking we can make 20% on this. It'd be awesome.
All right, well, let's 334. I'll set that. We'll adjust it if we need to.
Right.
334. Let's just set it now though, so we don't have to worry about it in case we're in the weeds on something and talking. So hey, folks, 334 exit, okay, on that Tempest AI position. Just go ahead and set that now. And if things change, we can always adjust down, but now we're at 10.71%. All right, I like it. And that's what you want to see. You know, if you start seeing these calls come in or these puts, you know, unusual flows, you see two, okay, that's cool. You see three, that's cooler. You see four, five, six, that's even cooler, right? So that usually means that the momentum is building. So, uh, and then we had okay. So Emerson actually, sorry, Emerson, didn't see that Apache. So the Rio Tinto copper mine is on Apache territory. So that's the tribe that sent the lawsuit of developing that mine. But we'll see how it works out. Like I said, we're getting, if we do get into Rio, we're gonna get in a good price with that sold put. So not too, I'm definitely bullish on it there. Man, what else? SPY trade. Um, so I've been doing this thing, Jeff, with like overnight. It's called Night Trader. It's like a beta thing. Been sending out to my
Mm-hmm.
Telegram. Basically, we take diagonal spreads overnight on SPY, and with the bias of like the markets generally go up, right? But I did have a question. Kay, I'm glad you like this unusual options flow. We're going to be having this platform launching soonish, and we're going to be doing beta access to it. The unfortunate news is once we launch that platform, I am not going to be giving, well, I'll give out a few, but I'm not going to be giving out as many free trades in the Telegram. So if you are interested in that, we're doing beta access. It's going to be pretty affordable before we launch it wider, and you can get in on that too. But Faith, I think Faith, were you asking about Night Trader? Um, yeah, so um, you can just you're having Faith is saying she's having some problems doing the diagonal spread on SPY. Um, if you can execute each order um individually and it'll set up the diagonal spread. Fidelity doesn't Fidelity should allow you to do um each leg individually. It might not have a diagonal choice, but you should be able to do it individually. Um, does it not allow you to do that either, Faith? Um, maybe. Yeah, yeah. It's one trade. That's okay. Just I give you each. I give you each leg though, so you can just execute each leg. Uh, hey Blake, do you trade with Fidelity at all? Do you have a Fidelity account? I don't know. Maybe Blake can do some research while we're here and see what's up with that. But um, it should
Yeah,
be.
I've never used Fidelity myself.
I haven't either. I have like an old 401k that I need to actually transfer, but that's all I use it for. If Fidelity doesn't let you, Faith, you know, you can open a free account on Schwab or Hood even. But it seems weird they wouldn't let you do a diagonal spread because it is a limited, it's like a limited debit risk. So it's not like a selling a put or anything. I don't know why it wouldn't let you do that. But yeah, I don't know. Hey Faith, why don't you email here, Faith, support@wealthpin.com. That's our team. You might even be connected to the dude so I've been trading this with one of our analysts, Michael. Um, he's been trading this and you might be transferred to him. You can ask them about it. Just email support or call them. Blake, would you mind? I don't know if Blake's here. You might have gotten some breakfast while we are talking. But if Blake is here, could you just give her the number too to call to ask them about that and how to set that up?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, thanks, man. Yeah, Faith, because don't want to get too bogged down in the details on these for other folks as well. So we'll take care of you. So that's that, man. Uh, what else? So oh yeah, IWM, man. I don't know, Jeff. Man, let's go to
Oh,
I.
IWM, yeah, with
I mean,
the cheaper rates, IWM is going to probably take off.
I know, and look, I mean, we're still off all-time highs. Like we have some room
Right.
to run on this baby.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's what no we were talking about on Monday a little bit, if you recall. I was talking about, hey, if we get no interest rate cut, no IWM probably is going to probably take off. I mean, it's I mean, and what was Chris calling it? His catch-up trade. That's what it was.
Yeah,
And I'll agree with that. I mean, you've got, I mean, the IWM, I mean, the Russell right now is up. I mean, as of today, right around 5%, but it's not up, 10% or 11% like the Nasdaq and the S&P are. Even the Dow's up almost 7% right now on the year. So I was just wondering if it wouldn't, catch up an extra 2 or 3%, which will have it testing its all-time high by the time it gets to that, right?
right there.
So maybe that's something to look at, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we're solid moving average. I don't know why I have this price box here. I guess I was trying to figure out how far we've risen. Solid moving average support, man. Yeah, maybe I go. So I had I was doing this experiment. I sold it all today. I was doing you ever heard of Ulti, like the yield max funds? They basically they sell like covered calls and stuff on on the big tech names like MSTR. They'll do these, basically if you go out and try and buy MSTR, it's going to cost you a fortune, right? So you
Right.
like, but they basically the value prop of Ulti is that they'll do it for you. So they'll just exposure to those kind of covered call strategies on the big tech names, and they pay out like a weekly dividend. And so I just did an experiment with Ulti where I was like, okay, let's see how it works. I just want to try it. And then it was down like 10%, which so they pay out those weekly I mean, dividends, right? They're distributions, really. Um, but like it depends on this the underlying actually like holding value, which they've sold off 10%. And that was my stop on that. I was like, if this is down 10%, I'm getting out. So I just liquidated all. I did get some nice little weekly uh, distributions from it, and use it to reinvest and kind of narrow down my cost basis on this puppy. But it didn't work out. I'm not willing to hold this down 10%. So I got out of that. So I might go long IWM with that money that I got from getting rid of that position. I like is IWM. I guess IWM is the best. Is there a better ticker you think for
On the Russell, I don't
yeah?
think there is.
No, the IWM is the one. Yeah. Bodie is saying he's dabbled in Ulti. You have to look at it as total return because they pay out more than their income. So someone's return to capital erodes the over time. So you look at total returns with divvies. Yeah, I know. I know. But the fact that my position when I entered, I didn't get in on that bull run on Ulti. I didn't, and it was down 10%. And I was just like, I don't know, man. It seemed like the nav erosion. I never did the calculation. I kind of was just eyeballing it, but it didn't seem like it was going to work out. Now, of course, I sold this morning and we're up a lot, but uh, yeah, it was fun. Maybe I'll get back into it. If we do start going on a tear now, then Ulti should be good with if all the other this rollover in MSTR, this rollover in Hood, if all that reverses, should be good, but should recover. Maybe I'll get back in. But for now, I'm gonna sit this one out because it's not looking good. Now, if you got in early, like 2024, I was late to the game. If you got in early, um, you probably could have done pretty well. Though it did sell off pretty hard, but I don't know. It's a weird one because the spreadsheet math is kind of tough on it because you are figuring out nav erosion vis-a-vis if you're dripping into it. Um, What's cool about Ulti though is that you could, if you did use margin with it, you could basically use the distributions to pay down your margin, and you're basically acquiring free shares of it, because you're leveraged on the margin. You're getting basically loaned those, and your distribution rate is going to be higher than your brokerage margin rate. So you could use the weekly distributions to pay down that margin and basically acquire free shares. So it was a pretty interesting hustle, but I wasn't willing to put in the time to doing that. Yeah, yeah, Bodie, you're watching the same YouTube videos I'm watching, man. That's cool stuff. Have you done well on Ulti, you say? How's your like cost basis and overall distributions? Like positive? Um, but yeah. So let's see. And then what else was on the schedule today, man? So pretty packed day, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, as far as looking at economic news.
Economic news, just positions. Yeah, just like feeling like
Yeah.
closing out this week, trying to close out this week strong. Um, so one thing. So I did want to say, I did tell you guys I'm looking at this company, MBOT. Now, this is a robotics company, a medical robotics company. Trading at 385. I noticed them because they were outperforming uh, basically the entire sell-off. They've been outperforming. So now they have no revenue, but they do have some good patents. You can see here, they just got a patent for this Liberty endovascular robotic system. So patent covers a modular design, allows interchangeable tool receiver units, which gives the system flexibility to adapt to a wider range of endovascular procedures. The expansion builds on the company's existing portfolio, 12 granted patents, 57 pending applications. This is the line, right? But they do have these are real patents, 57 pending patents. If you intuitive surgical, right, is really expensive. So if you believe in the idea behind intuitive surgical, you don't want to pay what is it, 485, 476 for this, especially being in the trend that it's in right now. I do like MBOT. I'm gonna go long on it here on this profit panel session. Um,
So I guess they're working with, like, I guess, cardiovascular guys,
I think they
or
have
like
different
maybe
variations.
aortic aneurysms, or maybe going into the heart and repairing stuff, or getting rid of plaque out of the vessels around the heart. I'm I guess I need to look into that company.
Yeah, yeah, they're in the well, so let's see. Let me see if I can get any like easy to find. Let's see if this okay. Liberty. Okay, so this is just yeah, it looks like they're mainly focused on endovascular robotic systems. I mean, this stuff is probably going to just be in a bull trend, I think. Um, Now there's tons of other robotics companies out there, like Intuitive Surgical, right? Uh, they they make money, right? I mean, this is Intuitive is a ISRG. I mean, they're billions of dollars, right? So you consider
Yeah.
the price now. MBOT, right, is still in the developmental phase, but it's 370 some, 388, $3 and 88. And then also what I like about it is we can do yeah, if they get FDA approval. Oh, nice. Okay, 80. Heck yeah. Could you grab that screen, Blake, and drop it in the testimonial channel? So 80 got inbot yesterday when I mentioned it. She's already up 10%. You're welcome. So you're gonna beat me on this, but let's go ahead. I'm gonna switch to my longer term, not day trading account. Get some inbot. let's see. I'm gonna get in. What I like about MBOT 2 is last time I checked the options chain. So if you buy 100 shares at 380, right, you're at $388, and then you can sell some covered calls on it, which is pretty cool. So for instance, the 17th October, $5, you can get $30 per for one lot of covered calls.
You know, if you wanted to be real cheap, you could actually do the 16 Jan 2.5 calls for $1.45 if you want to be real cheap.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
I mean, if you want to, instead of paying $380 for 100 shares of it, you can control 100 shares from 2.5 for 100 for half that much, for $1.40, $1.45. So just something for them to think about if they want to do it that way.
Did you saying sell those?
Well, I mean, no, I mean that's the call. The 2.5 puts not worth anything. Probably worth, no, I don't know, probably 10. What is that?
25 cents, yeah.
Yeah, 25 cents. No, but I was just thinking if you just wanted, instead of buying the stock, you just wanted to buy a call. I mean, you can do that. Some people hate buying stock. That's why I say that.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, well, you could buy the call for $1.45 and you've got 5 months to see how this thing does.
And then you just exercise it?
You could exercise it,
You want?
or you just take the money and run. I mean, if it goes from 390 up to $7, well, you're gonna pick up, $4, $3.50 of intrinsic value off the thing. So you're gonna end up making probably 200% on the option. I mean, it's just an option trade if you want to do it that way. I'd buy the stock. I'm with you on that.
What if we buy the stock and buy the option?
Well, then you'd be ultra long. Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, we could do that. We could buy the call, the 2.5 call, and buy the stock itself. And you could take the money off the call if we get up to $6 or $7. And that'll basically finance you almost to zero on the stock.
I
So
like it.
you can hold the stock forever.
I like it. All right. So let's go do that. I gotta log in. I'm gonna log into my to my other accounts. Let's go do that. MBOT, microbots. Let's see, we'll buy 100 shares. All right. So I'm getting in at 390, 3915. All right. That is fulfilled, or that order is filled. Then we'll go over here and do the $2.50 calls. 45. All right, so buying shares, I bought 100 shares of Microbot Medical, and gonna do I'll drop this here to everyone. MBOT, 16 January 25, $2.50 calls. Gonna try and get in at, see if we can get in, try and get in 143, just see if we can do it.
I got 148 on the calls and I got 392.99 on the stock.
Nice. Okay, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go up. That's not gonna work. Yeah, man, it jumped. It was just. Ooh, I got in on 145 on the calls.
There you go.
Nice. All right. So, oh God, press enter. There you go, everyone. That's what I got 145. And just do 145 to 148 on that. So yeah, you're welcome, Faith. Thank you. Pretty good stuff. Let's see if we got any more Tem calls coming in. Last one was just a second ago. Nice. Tem's dropping off a little bit. We're still up, still up. We'll hold it. We'll hold it a little longer. So yeah, so one more thing, Jeff. While
Yes.
I got you, I wanted to talk to you about platinum. What do you think? We talked about this a couple, I forget how many sessions ago. You
Uh,
you bullish?
Are you looking at PALL or are you looking at
Whatever I should be looking at. You tell me.
wait a second. PAL, that's
Oh,
palladium.
yeah, platinum. Uh, let's see if it.
Platinum would be PL. See if that's right. Yeah, that's on the October contract.
XPT. That's not right. So I read this thing. So hybrid cars use more platinum than EVs do. So
Really?
yeah, so if and I think yeah, so hybrid cars are probably like I don't know if everybody I don't know if people will I don't know if EVs will ever be 100% mass adopted. I do think hybrids are going to be sort of the
Look
majority.
at PPLT.
PPLT. Okay.
Is that right?
Looks like it.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Platinum physical shares. So platinum is used a lot in hybrid vehicles. So I guess thesis is that if EVs are kind of lagging in adoption, a lot of the subsidies are being taken away, but hybrid vehicles are probably here to stay. Just because they
And you say they use it in hybrid vehicles?
yeah, hybrid vehicles use more platinum than EVs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the idea is like with the government removing the EV mandates, some of the subsidies, um, you're gonna have probably not as quick of adoption because it's going to be less profitable. And I do think that hybrid EVs, though, are pretty hybrid vehicles are pretty efficient. So if they use a lot of platinum and they become increasingly, the market keeps on adopting more and more hybrids, platinum could be a good play. And we have a little bit of a consolidation pattern here. I don't know if you have any thoughts on just platinum in general before that, but before that little fact, but
Yeah. I mean, I know palladium's been taking off pretty good. Platinum's been kind of consolidating, but you think about PPLT if you're wanting to acquire it. I'm not. I mean, I wonder if you can't maybe sell like a 120 put on the thing, or even a 119 put.
yeah,
What
I
the
was going to
heck?
say, yeah, we're down here at 119.
Yeah. I mean, that 119, wherever that purple line is on there, I think you can probably sell, that's probably 119, 118, I guess. But yeah, you can sell that. You can almost get $2 for that, I think. Can you?
Let's see, 19th of September, you can get $1.40 or $1.90 at 120. I mean, this seems like let's see, right here. So 118, you can get $1.25. If we go a little farther out to October, dang, a dollar. So you go to October, 118, you can get 245.
Holy Moses.
So 118, 245, that would take you down to 115, what, 65?
Yeah, and it hadn't been down there since
35?
what, June?
What'd you say?
So it hadn't been down there since June.
No, no. So, I mean, do are we in a commodity cycle right now? Are these
Yeah.
things just going to go up? Like
I,
what?
I I think the metals are going to go up, especially if they cut rates and stuff like that. I think the metals are going to take off.
And because that kind of goes into the thesis, right? Because it's like manufacturing increases, loans get easier.
Yeah.
Now, if we hit a recession, how do the metals are they kind of lead recessions, don't they?
Mm-hmm. They do.
So that's the risk. But I mean, you could you we could still, I mean, even if you just want to book some profits, sell some puts and book like 20-50% of this, I mean, you still could do it and get out before it happens.
I just got 283 for that put.
Oh, really? Which one? 18?
Yeah.
118?
Yeah.
So 17th October 118?
I mean, yeah. I got the 17th of October, 118 put. I got 282 for it.
All right, let's drop that into the chat. 17th October 25, $118 put. What'd you say? 280?
I got 282, but yeah, 280.
280,
But I bet you get 285. I thought, what the heck? I'm gonna put it up here around 280 somewhere and see what happens.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah,
Uh,
so don't, just a quick aside, when you're trying to fill prices, you don't have to take what it's showing you. Sometimes you can get in for a better price than like the mid or the ask or whatever. You just, start a little outside of the range and work your way up, whether that's on the sell side or the ask side.
yeah, I always start at the midpoint of the bid and offer, and then I start working it from there.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
And on puts, you want to be, try and get 285. You want to get more as much as you can
yeah, you want to get as much as you can on the put.
because it's going to be going down, right?
Yeah, but I mean that finances you down to 15. No, what is that? 1520. So 115.20 basically. So, and it hasn't been to 115.20 since I guess that was the 20th of June.
Yeah,
So,
that's pretty hot. Let's do it. Which order? Faith, I just dropped it in the chat there,
yeah,
Faith.
it's just above what you typed in, Faith. It's the 17th October of 2025, 118 put, and I got 282 for it. So, but if you can get 282, 285 in there somewhere, I bet you'll get that. What?
It's all the info's in there, Faith. Just
What
search.
ticket?
Oh wait. Oh, what ticker? Actually, I didn't put that, did I?
Oh,
Faith?
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's PPLT.
PPLT.
Yeah. Look at Carolyn over here getting 295, smoking
Woo.
us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Uh, so wow, good session today, man. This was enjoyable.
Yeah.
I feel like we got some good trades on the docket. That 10 position's still up a little bit. We'll keep on watching that. But so you see these flows, right? And these are
Right.
basically sweep orders. These are basically what big money is kind of moving in under the surface. And the reason they do these sweep orders is because they don't want to execute these all on one block. Now there are strategies that look at block orders, which are big, single
Right.
single orders, but sometimes they want to get. I like the sweep orders because it's like, why don't you want people to see this? Now there's ways to interpret it. It's not always that they think it's going to do. Sometimes it's hedging, but there's a reason why they're doing it in multiple orders rather than just one. I tend to find that if you compare with the trend, like with Tempest, it can indicate that like they think it's going to go the direction that they're either going long or
Well,
going short on.
and that's another thing that you'll run into if they put too big of an order out there. People actually look for those iceberg orders
Mm-hmm.
and they'll see those iceberg orders. And right before it gets there, they'll just start, dumping it and selling it because you're not going to get through one of those huge iceberg orders out there. So,
Right.
so that's probably why they break them up that way so they don't look like an iceberg order. They just sit there and keep buying and keep buying and keep buying. People will go, "Ooh, people are buying this," instead of I need to be selling it at resistance where the iceberg order is. So,
Interesting. Okay. That's awesome to know. Man, yeah, that's the thing about the markets, ladies and gentlemen, is like you're always learning new stuff. You're never going to know everything. I think people don't want to admit they don't know everything, but it's even the guys at Goldman Sachs don't know everything. I was listening to this podcast with this economist, and he was saying that he's like the reason like some of these financial these financial catastrophes happen is that the people at the top aren't willing to admit that they don't know what the heck's going on. So they just,
Yeah.
you know, like I don't think
Yeah.
anybody knew what was going on with the derivatives, in '08 and whatnot.
Oh
So
yeah, for a fact.
don't be ashamed if you don't know anything. I ask questions all the time. I learn from guys like Jeff and everyone else, and learn from even the people who are on the chat, our readers.